This is Menteng Village, a cluster in Gading Serpong named after the district of Menteng in Jakarta. Unfortunately, naming your cluster after places carries expectations that are often not met. Menteng is walkable and well connected with transit. To the west is Transjakarta Corridor 1, to the east is the Bogor Line, and to the south the Cikarang Line. Multiple non-BRT lines also go inside the district. Menteng Village, however, has a sidewalk that randomly ends and there's 70 parties on a weekday morning till Bagbulos, and that's it. If you missed the 9 AM Royal Trans bus, you gotta wait for the 6 PM Damri bus, which sometimes doesn't run because Damri is letting their GRC lines rot. So instead of places, I name my clusters after animals. Sumarekon Serpong and Bintaro Jaya does this too, but so far they only use bird names. Meanwhile, well, yeah. Most developers in Indonesia build housing clusters. They're essentially gated communities and they have two benefits: better security and no through traffic. But in doing so, they throw pedestrians under the bus by greatly increasing walking distance. Also, sometimes they overdo it, like why on earth is Darwin and Valeria, two gated communities, separated? You really think the people of Darwin are robbing the people of Valeria? So in my city, we keep the gated community system, but there's a whole lot more pedestrian access points. This has the added benefit of making walking and cycling routes more direct than car routes, encouraging people to not drive, though admittedly at the cost of security. Though in my defense, you can always add CCTVs at the pedestrian access points, plus these gated communities, especially the less high-end ones, aren't all that watertight in my experience, so it's not that big of a downgrade. Admittedly, this is a compromise between Kebayoran Baru, where through traffic is 100% welcome and you end up with a lot of noise pollution and streets that are not safe for children to play in, and say BSD City, where you got double layer security but walking to the bus stop becomes a nightmare. Roads are capped at 4 lanes, maybe 6 in rare circumstances, but honestly I never felt the need to build anything wider than 4. This is because the routes for cars are so convoluted and parking is so limited that people would rather walk. Roads being capped at 4 lanes also makes it way easier and safer to cross, further encouraging walking. Compare this with Gading Serpong, where for a large number of people in the south trying to get to the main shopping mall in the north, they all need to squeeze into the main boulevard, which combined with a couple of poorly designed and placed U-turns causes severe congestion, especially in the afternoon. This is despite the fact that the main boulevard has 8 lanes. Also, this whole boulevard has only one skybridge, one pelican crossing, and none of the intersections have traffic lights. Residential areas are built next to small pockets of commercial, and schools tend to be small but spread out all over the city. This means a lot of stuff is within walking distance: grocery stores, barbershops, and most importantly, elementary schools, so parents don't have to drag their children everywhere, which is a huge source of congestion in many Indonesian new towns. Now yes, most homes are low to medium density and the city is a bit sprawled out. But most Indonesians do have a preference for single-family homes, and honestly I think that's fine. Indonesian suburbia is pretty compact. Most clusters have a mix of low and medium density housing because not everyone lives with their family. People living alone might prefer an apartment. In fact, I believe in one of the older clusters in Gading Serpong, they actually built what looks like a small apartment inside a cluster of mostly single-family homes. The main CBD, which let's pretend also has a gigantic shopping center because unfortunately CS2 doesn't have good mall assets, but anyway, yes, the main CBD is pedestrianized with very limited parking to encourage walking and public transport. Also in the CBD is a bus terminal and a university. This is clearly inspired from Block M, one of the first new towns in Jakarta, built in the 50s that ended up getting absorbed into Jakarta CBD. The university being placed in the CBD is also an important feature. After class, you can hang up in this huge commercial area with friends and all you need to do is walk, because it's right next to the university. Remember, the best commute is no commute. Public transport consists of local buses, regional buses, and commuter rail. Buses go everywhere with lines running every 10 to 20 minutes. To support the potentially dozens, if not hundreds of buses needed, multiple bus depots are scattered all over the city. Fare is 5,000 rupiah because people want cheap but good transit, not free but bad transit. Almost everyone lives within a 10-minute walk of a bus stop, and for most trips, a maximum of only one transfer is needed. One priority is to serve high schools and universities with buses. This high school has a bus stop served by 2 bus lines and if you're willing to walk a bit, you can reach the main terminal. While this high school is located next to a four-way interchange where 7 bus lines meet. All 3 high schools, the CBD, university, main train station, main hospital, and countless residential areas are served by Line 4, which forms a loop in the center of the city. Also, how on earth does this bus fit 80 people? This city is also conveniently located next to a regional rail line for easy access to the rest of the metropolitan area. Right in front of the station, there's buses to pretty much everywhere. Green space is plenty. Almost every main road has 3-line sidewalks. Not only does this reduce air and noise pollution, it also provides much needed shade for pedestrians. Also, the awkwardly shaped pieces of land between clusters make great public parks too, and further helps block pollution from the main roads. Besides that, we've put plenty of buffer between the river and housing, so your house doesn't become one with the river if it rains too hard. We've also decided against building on the mangrove forest because they protect against coastal abrasion, and it's a whole lot cheaper than building a giant seawall. Now, ideally there should be lots of separated bike lanes, but CS2 doesn't have bicycles. There should also be an entire CBD next to the train station, but CS2 has no elevated train station, and combined with the fact that the railway in this map is elevated means I have to awkwardly build a hill and put the station there. This means the area surrounding the station is too steep to build anything.